So you find me today on the floor in the piano room because there's a heater right here and it's really warm and I don't want to move. I decided not to move. Well, okay, I get into music this morning. Not really music. I get into my favorite music teacher's room. He's the best music teacher ever, honestly. Like, oh my god. I love him more than I love the current. I mean, I hate the current music teacher I have. I mean, he's not a bad music teacher or anything. It's just I can't stand him. Something about him. And it's not the fact that we share the same birthday. Anyway, so I come bounding into the music room, the former music room. Okay, we're gonna call it the music room and then the hated music room. No, because that's not true, because I like it because of jazz. What am I gonna call it? Okay. We're gonna call them by their teacher. So I go into B's room and I go into H's room. Okay. This morning I go into B's room and he's the guy I really like in music. Who I had in who I had 4 years ago. He got me into sax and he got me into clarinet and now I play everything. So I go into B's room this morning, as I said for the last 6 times, and I come bounding and I go, Sir, did you know Let It Go won for the Oscars? He goes, yeah, I know. And the only reason I'm telling him this is because his niece absolutely loves Let It Go. I mean, it's a great song, a great movie as well, right? So it's like, yeah, and he goes, yeah, I know. I'm like, wow. And then I go, and then he goes, I'm so glad that YouTube didn't lost to them, because if that was the one song I would have liked YouTube to lose to. I'm like, great. But did you see Benedict Cumberbatch doing a photobombing YouTube? And he goes, what do you have? I go, Benedict Cumberbatch is a guy. It sounds like it's a fatal disease or something. He goes, and you have, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you have Benedict Cumberbatch. And I'm thinking to myself, if only I had Benedict Cumberbatch. But I didn't actually say that. I go, sir, you're hilarious. And he goes, I know, right? And then that was pretty much it from that. And then I had to go to H's room. And I have to go write a biology test. It was on the stupid domains and Animalian Kingdom and crap, and it was like, ugh. Then I had IB, where we actually did notes on marketing. I did marketing in DECA! I don't need to relearn marketing! What the heck? But I have to relearn marketing. And I had lunch. So I got out to lunch again. I'm back in B's room now. And these two girls I somewhat kind of know. I mean, I randomly, I kind of know them in the sense that I know their faces. But other than that, I'm kind of I don't know you. But okay. So the whole story between me and one of these girls started because I was cold one day and I kind of knew her, so I gave her on. And now they call me Jenny. I don't know why they call me Jenny, but they call me Jenny! So they come in and I'm like, did you guys watch the Oscars? Because they were playing Alan's game with the phone on the forehead and you have to charade it all out. It was hilarious what they were doing, but yeah. They go, yeah, it was great. Alan was so great. I'm like, did you see Benedict Cumberbatch giving out the awards and photobombing YouTube? They're like, who? I'm like, Benedict Cumberbatch. They go, yeah, sorry, I don't know him. I'm like, fine, okay, maybe you don't know him because you don't watch British TV shows. I'm like, but you have to know Tom Hiddleston. So I asked them, do you know Tom Hiddleston? And they go, who? I'm like, wow, you uncultured swines. You know these random people, but you don't know Tom Hiddleston and Benedict Cumberbatch. It was just so sad, you know? And then we went to jazz band. Well, I went to jazz band. I don't know what they did. And I did my first actual improvisational solo. I was so proud of myself because I actually stayed in the same key. I was like, wow, that's so great. Birdland. Arranged by Joe Vizzini. Or Vizzini, I don't know. Anyway, you should listen to it. It's pretty good. I did 20 bars of solos. It was great. I ran out of air at the end. But what can I rant about there? Oh, I could give you my presentation of spoken word, but that requires a massive thing. So anyway, in English class today we have to do a presentation of spoken word which we wrote. And I could do it here. I don't feel like doing it now. They need space and classroom and people laughing at me. It's supposed to be very serious because it starts off and I had the whole class, so I start off standing in the classroom. I don't say a single word. The whole class is flipping out because I kind of let it slip that there were a couple people who were indirectly mentioned. So my teacher lost it. She's like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have done this in the first place. And the way she understood it was that I put somebody who no one can stand in as inspirational. Because she heard part of it and she's like, wow. So she's like, she lost it. She couldn't believe that I would actually do that. So then I present it and one of my lines is and you in the back, probably sitting and thinking about basketball, wondering why you have to sit through this torture. And as I say that, the whole class completely erupts into laughter. It was the funniest thing because is after it's like they just erupt into I lost my train of thought, so I kind of like paced across the side of the classroom, like tried to compose myself, and like before moving on when the class died down. But she goes as I sit down, you completely nailed him to the you just nailed him to the wall with that. It was brilliant. I'm like, thank you, miss. And she goes, I thought you put it in as inspiration. I'm like, oh, miss, this is the way I see it. He is the negative. You're trying to teach, and he's distracting everyone. The two in the front who I mentioned, they're the positives. They're the ones who actually absorb everything like a sponge. And I wasn't about to say that, yeah, and I think of myself as like the whole like English class because nobody else talks, so it's literally like 4 people in this English class. The guy in the corner, the two in the front, and me. Like, and nobody else talks, okay? And maybe every so often there's like my really smart friend who like pipes in with something, but he doesn't really like contribute. But with Hamlet now, he's really starting to contribute. And I love it when they actually read Hamlet the way you're supposed to be reading it. Like, if I had my Hamlet book on with me, I would like go on like a monologue, but I don't really think you want to hear me go on a monologue about Hamlet when I'm already going on a 6-minute monologue right now. So, it's great because he reads it properly. Like, he puts the pauses where he's supposed to, and even at the end of the line, if there's no comma, he just keeps going because, like, with one breath, like Shakespeare intended it to. Well, the idiots in my class don't understand that. And they put commas where they breathe commas wherever they can. They breathe at the end of lines. Like, no, sorry, you should not be allowed to read Hamlet. The best was when we were looking for someone to play the ghost, and my teacher was like, yeah, to one of the kids, pick all the characters. So I was like, oh, pick me, right? And see, he picks some like random kid as the ghost, and she goes, wait, hold up, who did you pick for the ghost? And the kid is like, I picked that guy. And she goes, really? You're gonna pick him? No, pick Josie in the corner. She'll actually do a good job. So, yeah, I had to do a dramatic reading of the ghost. It was brilliantly done, if I do say so myself. But then again, I am slightly, like, I'm really cracky daddy. Anyway, that's my like really long rant today. 3 more days to China! Hashtag, as I promised Nikhil, I shouldn't say his name, as I promised our friend, 3 more days to China. So excited!